Today I'm hooking up our camper to my new truck for the first time. I'm really anxious and excited to see how well the new truck pulls our camper. Today will just be a short test as I need to take the camper from the farm to our house to get ready for a longer camping trip this weekend, which will be about a 4-hour drive each way. So the route tonight will be about 12 miles of a county road, which will be hilly and curvy. And then I got about 8 miles of highway driving, which will be mostly flat and straight, and the speed limit 65 miles an hour there. So it should be a small sample size to give me an idea of how well this truck will pull the camper and maybe get an idea of what I'll get for miles per gallon. Our camper is a pretty light trailer. It's only 3,500 pounds dry, and it's mostly empty right now. So I do expect it to pull it very, very well. And it's got a carrying capacity of about 1,000 pounds. So even fully loaded, it's only half the weight of what this truck can tow. This truck has a towing capacity of 9,300 pounds. One of the things I'm looking forward to is getting rid of some of the components that I need when I tow with our Traverse. So one thing I'll definitely be able to get rid of is our electronic brake controller. I now have an integrated brake controller right here, which is going to be a huge upgrade versus this thing. The other thing I'll be able to get rid of is the old phone that I used to use, because you have to run an app when you use that. I will most likely still need to keep my tire pressure monitor, although there's a huge area down here, so I think I'm actually going to keep this down here instead of being up on the dashboard. And then the last thing that I'm hoping to get rid of is our observation camera. So there's a camera on the back of our camper, and usually we have this sitting up here when we tow. I'm hoping that will be integrated into the screen now, and I'll be able to switch to that camera. So this truck does have a tow mode. When I talked to my dealer, he actually suggested, based on the weight of my trailer, not to use that. He said that's more for when you are towing closer to your max towing capacity. A lot of our traveling will be on the highway or the interstate. So I don't plan on using that too much. He said you might want to use it if you're in a really hilly or mountainous area. But I'm first going to try without using tow mode to see how the truck handles it. He said that should improve gas mileage. And then I did just want to show the sticker that they have for the max trailering weight. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right over here, conventional trailer is 9,300 pounds and the maximum tongue weight is 930 pounds. So one of the views I was most excited about with my new truck is the hitch view. So I backed up pretty close to the camper. Now I'm going to switch over to the hitch view button, and that shows pretty much a straight top-down view. And then I can just back up until I'm underneath. Just a little bit more. Oop, too far. That should be pretty good right there. So I do put it in park, but what I also like to do when I'm hitching up is put on the parking brake. So that's this button right here. It doesn't let up or anything, but it does show you in the top left there that park's on, and then you can just push that button again. And if you step on the brake and push the button, then it'll turn off. So it looks like we're lined up pretty well here. I did want to mention one thing on the hitch height. Surprisingly, that was about the same height as our Traverse. So I did not have to adjust the shank here. On level ground, I measured the height of that from the ground to the hitch on the Traverse, and then I compared it with the Silverado, and they're within like 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. So luckily I did not have to adjust the shank, and I was able to leave this exactly the way it is. Just wanted to give a quick update before I hit the road. I was not able to use my camera. I plugged it in and everything, and I noticed the cameras in the trailering app were grayed out, and it says connect the rear trailer camera to get a preview. I looked in the My Chevrolet app and went under the manual, and it showed a picture of the 2 plugs above the where you plug the camper into the truck. So I think I need maybe separate cords or something running to the camera. I think that's because the camera must be wireless, and so it just syncs with that display and it can't sync with the truck. If you know a way to do that, let me know, because I would really like to use the built-in cameras. Just finished the county road drive, ended up being 12.2 miles, and it says I got 9.2 miles per gallon. That was actually up close to 9.5, and then I hit a big hill just before the highway, and that dropped down. But it settled on 9.2, so I think that's gives you at least a small idea of what it'll probably get. Now I'm going to jump on the highway. It's going to be 65 miles an hour, so we'll see how we do there. Here's a quick look at the merge camera. I'm just pulling onto the highway, and when I put my blinker on to merge in, it automatically shows that side camera on the big middle screen, which is pretty awesome. I like that feature a lot. Just pulled off the highway. We ended up going 8.4 miles, got 9.5 miles to the gallon. That's a decent indicator of what I'll probably get, but it is a pretty small sample size, so it's hard to say. I do want to point out that I put over 500 miles on this vehicle before towing. That was something I discussed with my dealer, and he said that'd be a good idea just to fully break in the engine and the transmission before I started towing anything. In terms of towing, it easily pulled this camper. I had no problem on the country roads or the highway. It was really smooth and enjoyable ride. Please give this video a like. I'll definitely have more thoughts on towing once we do our big trip coming up here. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.